Finish strong, clearing the clutter before the countdown. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Organizing with Ease. I'm your host, Deanna Moll. And if this is your first time tuning in, I welcome you. And for my longtime listeners that stay with me and listen to me week after week, you know I'm giving you big hugs and I'm saying thank you. Can you believe we already halfway through December? I don't know, but this is like the moment in the year where it feels kind of like stretchy. I don't know, is stretchy even a word? But you know what? Let's go with it because it sounds kind of good, right? Stretchy. One part of me is still knee deep in ribbons and baking and cookies and all sorts of stuff. And the other part of me is trying to wrap up planning January of next year. It's that strange space between endings and beginnings where you're half celebrating and half reflecting. Honestly, this is my favorite space to be in because right here, right before that countdown, we get to pause and close the year intentionally to wrap it up in a nice bow. I know, no pun intended, right? Yeah. Okay, so my word for 2025 was adventure. And you know what? The adventures didn't always look glamorous. Sometimes they were messy, like tackling my garage project. Oh, yes, it was. And saying yes to spontaneous weekend trips. Absolutely. Starting that non negotiable of going and doing that sunrise morning along the beach. Beautiful. Taking that coffee with an old friend, with a new friend. And you know what? Each adventure taught me something new. That small, brave actions build incredible momentum. And so one of my clients, she also felt like that, and she liked the word that I used for the year, which was adventure. So she kind of incorporated it, and so she called her project Adventure Home Project. Kind of a anyway. So this was hers. That was her thing. And so her year-long goal was to finish transforming her home before the clock struck midnight on New Year's Eve. So we started, and her words were, I just want to feel finished once and for all. We didn't overhaul everything. What we did was we focused on closure, tying up loose ends, clearing small spaces, and completing what was half done that she had started in January. And now, by the end, she looked around her living room and said, wow, for the first time, I'm not thinking about what's left. I'm actually proud of what's been done. And that, my friend, is the spirit of today's episode, finishing strong. We're not going to start new projects. We're going to close what's already in motion. We're going to clear our space. We're going to align our systems and end this year with a lighter heart. So grab your coffee, grab whatever, grab your journal, maybe even a blanket, cozy blanket. But of course, if you're driving, just focus on the road and just listen. And let's just finish 2025 strong together. Hey, friend, just a quick break before we continue. If you're already feeling that holiday rush coming on, no worries, I've got you covered. The Holiday Planner 2025 is your all in one printable to keep November and December stress free. What it includes your holiday countdown calendar, decoration checklist, gift list, budget tracker, meal planner, oh my gosh, even a grocery list, party games, and even space for some holiday notes. All in one simple, beautiful layout. And this is the best part, it's free and it's an easy download. The link is down below in the show notes. So grab your copy today. Now, let's get back to today's episode. So, we're going to finish the year by what? By clearing 3 layers of our life. And you're just like, what? Just 3 layers? Sure, why not? It's space, systems, and spirit. They aren't tasks, they're just gentle resets that invite clarity before your year of momentum begins. Because you already know physical clutter impacts how you think and how you feel. It's not just stuff, it's unfinished energy. A Princeton study found that visual clutter competes with your attention, literally overloading your brain's visual cortex. And that's why when you walk into a messy room and you instantly feel tired, overwhelmed, and have that anxiety, that is the results of it. So this week, I want you to create what we can call peace points. Why not? We're in that holiday mode, right? So we'll call it peace points. So you're going to pick 3 small areas. 3 seems to be the number for the month of December in your home that you see daily. right? Those are the places that affect your mood the most. So if you would like, of course, some of you might have already, decorated your home in the holiday spirits. Some of you might not, celebrate the holidays. But whatever you have going on, there are still places in your home that affect your mood. So it could be the kitchen counter. It could actually be your closet. It could actually be your linen closet as well. It could be the guest room because now you have to get ready for your guest for the holidays, soon that are here. But for me, I have to honestly tell you, it's just like the little. So the little for me is my office because it seems to be, again, OPC, other people's clutter. And during the holiday season, it kind of gets ramped up a little bit even more. But I am going to be tackling that because I want to be able to walk into my office and be at peace, even during the holiday time, even that during that mad rush. So I'm going to give myself at least an hour total. Yes, an hour. I'm going to just do the 20 minutes on, take a break, 20 minutes on, 2 and on, right? And so with that, with my music, I'm going to be able to completely get my space in order. And that is what we're going to be doing. It's no perfection, it's no deep cleaning. It's just a visual breath of fresh air when you open up the door, when you open up that guest room door, when you open up that linen closet door. So my one of my clients started this as a tradition. Can you believe this? As an actual tradition, in December. So every Friday night at 5 o'clock, she actually had a time and a date. And she would then clear off her kitchen island because it was what she called it was my mental reset for the weekend. So that's the goal. You're creating closure for the year in small, doable ways. And here's the trick while you're clearing, talk to yourself kindly. So I know you're probably like, well, what do you mean talk to yourself? Well, ask yourself this instead of saying, why did I let this all pile up? Why don't you try saying, look at me finishing this before the year's out? How about that? A different way of talking to yourself. Because I know I do talk to myself. Trust me, it's when I answer that I have to actually like revisit myself. So you're not decluttering out of frustration. You're decluttering out of celebration. So when you clear the physical clutter, you clear the mental one too, by Peter Walsh. And UCLA Center for Everyday Lives found that women who with cluttered homes had 25% higher cortisol levels than those with organized spaces. Reflection. What are the 3 peace points that would make your home feel finished before 2025? So think about that. What areas would be feeling really good right now before the year's out? So we're going to just kind of tie up the loose ends. We're going to close out your systems because once your space feels calm, you shift into your systems. So behind the scenes routine that hold your days together. Systems, clutter, it's sneaky. It just kind of like it's one of those half set like up automations, right? The unfiled paperwork, it's that mail, it's the calendar that doesn't reflect reality anymore. So you can call it whatever you like. You can actually even call it like systems sweep. I don't know. You can look it up. You can say, okay, fine, I'm going to check my calendar. I'm going to cancel what no longer matters. And if it doesn't serve my priorities, it doesn't deserve my energy and or your energy. You want to review your household routines. Absolutely. Why not? Because you know what? It's one of the ways that you can do it. Is there a chore that you can delegate or you can automate it? Maybe it's setting up auto pay for bills, or it's subscribing for to have your groceries delivered for those busy weeks, holiday weeks, or actually ordering online and then having it ready. So you go through the store, whether it's Target, Publix, wherever your groceries are, and then just pick it up there. At least you've already saved your time of going inside the store, and now you can just have it dropped off into your car, even at the Container Store. Clean up your planner or your task app. Achieve completed projects and rename folders so you could start fresh for the year 2026. So I did that just last week. And I reminded myself that getting these reminders for things that ended like 6 months ago, I had to get rid of that because once I cleared them, my brain felt instantly lighter. And so, yes, did I have this on my list to do? Yes. And guess what? I did it and I felt really good about it. It does happen to me sometimes, and I try to be very open about it, and I'm trying to be very cognizant of these type of reminders so they don't get to slip in the cracks. And that is something that on my personal side, I actually am working on even more so, also with my other family members as well. So another client told me that her biggest clutter wasn't in her closet, but it was actually with her commitments. So she had taken on so many volunteer roles during the holiday times because she likes to give back into the community that she was actually constantly stretched really thin. So we practiced something kind of new. It was permission to pause, and she resigned from two of the committees as the lead, but it was okay. She was still able to partake whenever they needed her, but at least she wasn't the lead of the project. And so her words were, in the first time in a lot of the years that she's been volunteering, she's ending her December with a little bit more energy to spare. So that's the power of closure. Harvard Business School found that people who finish existing tasks before starting new ones experience a 31% boost in focus and motivation. So, closing the loop is an act of self respect. It says, I value my energy enough to end this well. So, what is that system in your life, your home, your work, or your personal, that needs closure before the countdown? Countdown meaning New Year's Eve into the new year. So this is the so when we go through that, so that was like, step number 2. Now we're going to clear your spirit. We're going to end the year with intention, right? This is where the soul level works, what I call the spirit clarity. I know these like really great. I got really creative on my content. Can you tell with all these like nuances with the names, especially stretchy going on in the beginning? It's that invisible clutter, that lingering guilt, old expectations, or the habit of carrying on too much. Instead of just decluttering our emotions, let's focus on the completion of it, giving ourselves closure on what's been heavy. Every December, I do this. I actually write my let it go list. I actually keep one that keeps going list because I need to keep those visuals of what I need to still continue going. I actually even actually break it down even more of like improvements to grow, areas that I want to learn into, whether it's my business, whether it's in my personal life. And so I write down on my let it go, I let down the things that no longer fit. For example, the need to do everything myself, the pressure to say yes when my heart and inside says no, the guilt of resting. Then on my keep it to go going list, again, is where I want to fulfill what actually fills me up. Okay, for this year, and I'm going to bring it in on to the next year, right? It's that new one that I gave myself. Sunrise walks. I'm going to give myself my Sunday resets. I'm going to continually celebrate my progress because it's not the perfection, but it's the progress that I'm working towards. So this dual list changed my year-end ritual honestly forever. It reframes reflection from what I failed to do to what I want to continue. Adventure taught me that closure isn't about cutting off the past. It's about choosing what deserves to move forward. The University of Texas found that people who reflect on lessons at year's end report higher optimism and self confidence into the new year. The first step in crafting the life you want is to get rid of everything you don't, by Joshua Becker. So here is a question to you, my friend. What are the 3 things you will release, and which 3 will you carry on into the season of momentum into 2026? So let's put this all together, my friend. You ready? To finish strong before the countdown, what are we going to do? We're going to clear your space. We're going to choose 3 quote unquote peace points and reset them. We're going to choose your systems and end unfinished loops so that you can start 2026 fresh. We're then going to clear your spirit. You're going to write down that let it go and then the keep on going list, right? And so here is your get it done challenge for the week. Pick a space that feels unfinished and bring it to completion. Wrap that up in a nice bow, honestly. Then make that one decision you've been avoiding and close that loop. Write your lists, read them out loud, and say, I release this year with gratitude. And you know what, my friends? If you do this, you will feel not only lighter, but you will actually do it and feel much better at the moment that you do it. Adventure taught me that the end of a journey is just another beginning. Finishing strong isn't about squeezing one more task into your calendar. It's about honoring the year you've lived and gently close the door on what's been completed. As you head into 2026, remember this: momentum is born in clarity, not chaos. So give yourself the gift of space, both inside and out. Clear the counter, tie the bow on the unfinished project, say the thank you, write the list, and then exhale. You're ready for your next chapter in your life. Endings are not failures, my friend. They are invitations to begin again with wisdom. Thank you for being with me. If this episode helped you exhale, share it with a friend who needs a peaceful end to the year. Until next week.